potential #1 contender, Islam Makachev. That is the fight that needs to happen.
Yeah, because I know Dustin it's not deserve the title fight, but we don't have any option right now. Everybody busy, but I want to fight, you know. I want to fight 3 times in the year. That's why I just have to call someone, and Poirier is free now, and he showed like excellent performance and scored a beautiful knockout. That's why he's free now, he's healthy. I asked him to fight.
I mean, he's had one of the quickest ride, the absolute quickest to 2 titles.
I've never seen anything like that.
Nothing ever been like that.
No, never in my life.
The thing is, man, like if the dude really can just survive under everybody if he gets taken down and then just beats your legs up, like
he had surgery after his last fight. Just how compromised going to be either from injury.
I ready for anyone.
This guy's got it. He's got it, dude.
Daniel Cormier labeled you as the lightweight that no one wants to fight.
I have 10 fight win streak, 11 months. I finished 4 guys.
The fact that you're now finishing guys, right? That's taking it to another level.
And Justin Gaethje was in a bit of a battle for #1 contender, and he ended it all with one statement. He said, "You do not finish Dustin Poirier and not get a title shot." And everybody went quiet. Like, yep, he's got us. So, if he was to he's now beaten Dustin Poirier. It's all over. It's a very strong argument to fight for a title. But there's very few things that trump new blood. Like when the matchmakers have a bit of a deadlock, and they gotta tip the scale one way or the other. If one guy has had a shot and is a veteran and the other guy has not, and he's young and appears to have more shelf life, he will get that nod every time. All right, so again, that's not what we're trying to figure out. What we're trying to figure out is how do we get Dustin into that position? All right, 1, Max has to lose. Max then has to make it very clear that he wants to take that BMF and that big victory and use it for a title shot at 145 pounds, which according to Max himself is exactly what he's going to do. Great. We would need Oliveira to win. We would need Oliveira to win, of which everybody goes, okay, great, it's you and Islam, we're doing this rematch. And then he will not do that fight. And then is when you could turn to Dustin Poirier. And there's not really another scenario where that's going to get over. Even as helpful as Islam himself is being, and as helpful as Islam's manager Ali is being, they are going to quit being helpful as soon as Justin Gaethje becomes available. He's not available right now. He's got a match coming up in 4 or 5 weeks. Which is why there is an opportunity, and everybody's doing their best to get the most notoriety, the most attention, the biggest paycheck. I'm just sharing if those two go head to head, the statement that Justin made, which is you can't stop Dustin and not get the title shot, that's going to hold up. That's going to win the day. That's a hard fight though. You know, a lot of people think Max is going to win. So, every now and then in the sport, and it's not often, the best thing to do is to do nothing. Every now and then, you take your oars out of the water and you wait. I believe we're seeing a waiting game, just to further my point, right now at 145 pounds. I think instead of making a match, let's wait. Because if Aljo slides up to featherweight and gets a win over Cater, just by example, that is a, wow, the parity there changes that whole landscape. Meanwhile, 2 hours later on that same evening, if Max Holloway does in fact become the BMF and says, I want to use this, I want to use this golden ticket at 145, the landscape has changed. And one thing about Ilia Topuria is he came into a #1 contendership against Volk in a way that nobody else had, which is his path avoided Max Holloway. Now, many believe, myself included, it avoided Max because Max had eliminated one after the next, after the next, after the next, just keep him away. But that's the reality.
Fight fan.
In this video, we will take a closer look between the upcoming fight between Islam Makhachev and the recent winner, Dustin Poirier. The UFC lightweight champion Islam is hoping to defend his title this summer, but with the other top contenders currently booked at UFC 300, Poirier has timing on his side, following 9-9. Speaking with Luxurytainment, Makachev agreed that while Poirier may not be the top choice to fight for the title, availability might just be Poirier's best friend. I know Dustin does not deserve the title fight, but we don't have any option right now, Makachev said. Everybody is busy, but I want to fight, you know. I want to fight 3 times in the year. That's why I just have to call out someone, and Poirier is free now. He showed an excellent performance and scored a beautiful knockout. That's why I want that fight. He's free now. He's healthy, and I ask him to fight in June, maybe. Islam Makhachev, who had 2 successful defenses of his title against former featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski, believes Poirier's overall career resume would make for a great name to add to his own. He beat a lot of top guys. He's a legend, Makachev explained, and a fight with him is going to be good for me, for the history, for everything, you know. He's a legend, he beat a lot of top guys, and he's a tough opponent too. He have a good guillotine. Poirier told Luxurytainment he took no damage in his victory over Saint-Denis, and that summer would be perfect for him as far as timeline goes. With Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway set to battle at UFC 300, along with former champ Charles Oliveira and surging contender Arman Tsarukyan fighting on the same card, Makachev just doesn't think there will be any other option besides the Diamond, Dustin Poirier. I think no one will be ready, Makachev said of the other booked lightweights, but maybe someone will be ready. But you know, I have to fight. I don't care. And I'm healthy now. I'm training every day and I need someone. After a dominating performance at UFC 299, Dustin Poirier has reclaimed his position as one of the best in the lightweight division. At 35 years of age, Poirier is at the twilight of his career and will want to win the lightweight title once. The UFC approached 3 fighters for a bout with Leon Edwards at UFC 300. As it turns out, Islam Makhachev was one of them. The reigning UFC lightweight champion has long dreamt of double champ status, mentioning in the past he'd love to fight for welterweight gold someday. Makhachev had that very chance in the main event spot of UFC 300. However, the circumstances didn't line up for the practicing Muslim, as the April 13th date for the mega event interferes with Ramadan, and that's ultimately why Makachev ruled out the return. Honestly, yes, Makachev told Luxurytainment when asked if he was offered Leon Edwards at UFC 300. But it's not possible, man, because we have Ramadan now. 1 month we fasting, and it's not possible to keep training in Ramadan. It's very hard. You have to fasting when the sun rise, and all day you have to fasting just like 5-6 hours. I ask, can they push the UFC 300 like 2 weeks later? I will be ready, Makachev laughed. But they say it's not possible. Makachev says moving up to challenge Leon Edwards would have been a dream fight for him. I don't have like any small chance to fight in the UFC 300. That's why I'm very upset, man. It's a big deal. Big fight with Leon for the second belt, but this time I missed the chance. Dustin Poirier sent Makachev a message not long after the interview came out. Islam, Poirier wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, with a "to the guillotine" message. When it comes to more worthy title challengers, Islam Makhachev says Justin Gaethje is one of them. However, the highlight Gaethje is stuck fighting Max Holloway in the first ever defense of the BMF title. The lightweight champion Islam Makhachev says the silver belt and the barn burner bout itself holds no value. This is useless fight for useless belt, and nobody gains nothing from this fight. I have 2-3 guys, Armand's champion, and he can fight now with Ilia Topuria. But you know, they put them against each other. I don't know this fight. For me, it's nothing. But for the fans, I think it's gonna be good. They both like to give damage, like to fight, and like to stay boxing always. But for me and for Division, this fight mean nothing. Now let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of both Dustin Poirier and Ilia Makachev in their upcoming fight. The advantages for Dustin Poirier. Experience. Poirier has a wealth of experience in high-level MMA competitions, including multiple title fights in the UFC. His experience could give him an edge in handling the pressure and adapting to different situations during the fight. Striking ability. Poirier is known for his excellent boxing skills and knockout power. He possesses the ability to land significant strikes both on the feet and in the clinch, which could be advantageous in dictating the stand-up exchanges. Toughness and resilience. Poirier has shown tremendous durability in his fights, often weathering storms and coming back stronger in later rounds. His ability to absorb punishment and keep pushing forward could frustrate Makachev's game plan. Now we will go through the disadvantages for Dustin Poirier. Wrestling defense. Poirier has faced difficulties with high-level wrestlers in the past, struggling at times to defend against takedowns and maintain control against grappling-heavy opponents. Makachev's strong wrestling background could pose a significant challenge for him. Gas tank. While Poirier has shown great cardio in many of his fights, he has also gassed out in some longer battles. Makachev's grappling-heavy style could test Poirier's endurance, especially if the fight goes into the later rounds. Submission vulnerability. Poirier has been submitted in the past, indicating potential vulnerabilities in his ground game. Makachev, who is a highly skilled grappler with a strong submission arsenal, could exploit. Makachev is a world-class wrestler with a Sambo background, known for his exceptional takedown ability and control on the ground. His wrestling prowess could allow him to dictate where the fight takes place. He possesses high-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills and has finished several opponents via submission in his MMA career. If he can take Poirier down, he will likely look to capitalize on his superior ground game to secure a submission victory. Striking improvements. While Makachev is primarily known for his grappling, he has been steadily improving his striking skills. If he can effectively mix in his striking with his wrestling, he could catch Poirier off guard and create openings for takedowns. Now the disadvantages for Ilia Makachev. Experience gap. While Makachev has been impressive in his recent performances, he hasn't faced the same level of competition as Poirier throughout his career. Poirier's experience against top-tier opponents could pose a challenge for Makachev. Striking differential. Although Makachev has shown improvements in his striking, he may still be at a disadvantage against Poirier in a pure stand-up battle. If he fails to secure takedowns and gets drawn into extended striking exchanges, he could be in trouble. Pressure and expectations. Makachev is on a winning streak, and the pressure to live up to these expectations and perform against a seasoned veteran like Poirier could affect his mindset going into the fight. With Makachev's next fight more than likely being at 155 pounds, former interim champion Dustin Poirier sees a window of opportunity to fight for the undisputed title. The Diamond, Dustin Poirier, proved he still got it with a second-round knockout of fearless French finisher Benoit Saint-Denis at UFC 299. This is Poirier's first and only win since being stopped by Justin Gaethje, 2023. This will be an exciting fight, and very likely Makachev will win via a rear hold choke. So guys, who do you have winning between Dustin Poirier and Makachev? Thanks for watching. Please like, share and comment, and have a great day.
Like to see next when you step into the office? Everybody, I'm coming for everybody, kill everybody! This guy really tough. If you want to stop him, you have to choke him or knock him out. This guy gonna fight 5 rounds.